Alrighty, let's get this one going. Second game of the first day. Hanwha Life versus GenG. For GenG, what I'm most excited about is Quid in the mid lane. They did have Ophelia, who I don't remember if he left or was loaned out, but regardless, he's not on GenG anymore. Ophelia, sorry, Quid is their new mid laner, so I don't think they have anything to worry about there. I was hoping that GenG were going to make a strong playoff run. They had lots of problems with COVID messing with their roster all the time, so I'm excited to see how their roster is going to do this split. As far as Hanwha Life goes, I mean, they didn't make any changes, which I'm a bit surprised by. But at the same time, I'm not, because I'm sure that the organization and myself both had higher expectations for this roster than how they did. They did not do very well, to put it kindly. And I mean, I thought they were gonna do better. I didn't think they were gonna be insane, but I don't know how they weren't. I don't know how they were dead last, and by such a large margin. So I don't know. This is going to be an interesting game. This is a good. I think this will be a good way for GenG to start the season off with a like a punching bag kinda to get them warmed up. Or maybe this is a chance for Hanwha Life to prove themselves as a new team this split. We'll see. Games like this are always interesting, where both the teams had such. Well, obviously one disappointment's larger than the other, but they both had big disappointments, and they get to start off the split with the fresh record. Everybody's 0-0 at the start. Actually, go times 2. Everybody's 0-0 at the start of the split, so I'm sure both teams are looking at it optimistically that way. I mean, pretty much same bends, or same presence, I should say, as last game. Talia, we didn't see how strong that was, but I promise you it's a strong pick. Lucian, strong pick. Renata, people are telling me it's not a good. I mean, some people say it's not a good pick. A lot of people are saying it's a good pick. I think it's a good pick. I think she's a really good champion. On the other side, Karma, Callista, Senna. I mean, interesting that they're all bot focused, but pretty standard bans. And to no surprise, there is the Gwen Blue one. And then Wukong in response. Who are they gonna? And then Nautilus. Nautilus is a solid pick. It's a comfort pick. He's not like scaling, or he's not like really good early, bad late. He's always pretty good at all stages of the game. He doesn't really, he does the same thing all game, so that's a good thing about him. Kind of weird how Hanwha Life are just handshaked the the Gwen Viego, while GenG. Usually we see the reverse. We see the Gwen for Viego handshake, but they're able to get both. They're able to come out with a pretty good trade deal. I was gonna say if Elias is a possible counter pick to the Ezreal, but there it is, banned away. Akali banned away. I don't know how I feel about Akali bans. I mean, she's pretty good, but I mean, I don't know if she's ban worthy. Caitlyn banned away. I mean, they're just banning out things that do well ranging with the Ezreal. Nar banned away. They don't want to have any problems, which. And then the Kennen being picked up is interesting. I don't know how I feel about voluntarily playing a ranged top into Gwen, but Slicey Maelstrom is always a nice ultimate to have, especially when synergized well with the Wukong. Kaisa Leona immediately picked up. Oh, no way. Is Quid gonna play Yasuo? That'd be such a good way for him to start off this play. Yep, so Yasuo being picked up here. Against the Aria. I mean, I would call it a skill-based matchup, the Yasuo versus Ari. I think it's Yasuo's to win and lose. If he can play well against the Ahri and can use his win wall well, he can beat Roamer here. So we'll see how it goes. Runes. Yes, let's look at runes. Conqueror is interesting. Uh, Electrocute, Hail of Blades. Why am I forgetting the name of that rune? The one of course, now I can't remember it. I'm gonna remember it in the middle of talking, and it's gonna bother me. But anyways, uh, we have Airy, Conqueror, Lethal Tempo, Conqueror, and I'm not sure how I feel about Conqueror Israel and Aftershock on the Nautilus. Glacial Augment is the name of that rune, by the way. I remembered it. But two runes actually while we're here that I want to talk about. Actually, I want to look at the secondary runes really quickly and see if there's anything that really. I mean, not really. So something I want to talk about. Two runes kind of bother me. The first one being Conquer on the Ezreal. I think press the attack is just. I think not that. I think Conquer is not as good as press the attack is. And then another rune I wanted to talk about was I don't remember. Oh, it was the Conqueror on the Viego. I think Blade of the Rune King Lethal Tempo is the best build out of normally, and even more so in this game. It'll give him the dueling he needs versus Yasuo, and it'll help him kill the big boys like Nautilus and Wukong. At the same time, though, Viego itemization I've come to find doesn't entirely matter because for one, you are picking up people and you are picking up their items. So you're more so hoping that other people are picking the right items. Oh, look at this gank. Flash used too. Quid's gonna have a really hard time not having Flash against Ari, and Exhaust is lost too. Is he just gonna regank? No. That is a nasty freeze though, and he's gonna have to recall. He's gonna lose out on. Oh, he's staying. Oh no, his jungler's nearby though. So this is a 2v2, but they're not gonna take it, understandably. Oh wow, what? Where did your health go? Oh, that Q actually hit for so much. Pays proved me wrong. He's telling me that the Conqueror is the way to go. Still, though, I think actually would have done more damage in that fight with PTA. Actually, maybe not. Let's see. One auto attack. No, maybe not. Because I think he only lands the auto attack in the queue. And for no real reason, both the supports are going mid. And they're not going to contest any vision in the river either. Did neither of them buy control? No, yeah, they did. Hmm. I wonder what Wasp was going to do with his control ward then if he's not going to use it in river or in brush. That's warded, so no real danger there. There is some danger here, though. This is a bit of a wild card fight because of how early it is. But really, GenG aren't favored here because they do have the Yasuo and the Ezreal, which don't really. Well, normally they don't do entirely well, but Ezreal does already have Sheen tier, so I don't know. And Yasuo does have Berserker, so maybe a 4v4 could go well for them. This top lane's been surprisingly neutral. It's just been farm lane. Oh, that's spotted out. That's gonna get contested. I think they should maybe consider giving this. Nope, they actually have recalled everybody and they're gonna dedicate to it. Let me recall and watch this in normal motion then. So we already know that Hanwha Life are interested in going for this because they've reset their bot lane for it and they're beeline towards it. Um, I don't know if CMB spots it being done, and that's why he cancels his recall. But he cancels his recall and he's hanging out. But yes, was level 7, so all someone has to do is land a knock up, which there it is right there. I mean, that cannon ult is huge. But it is not enough. And that's the thing I was kind of worried about it. They just, like, the fight is going really well for them. But then the Yasuo dies. Everybody's low, and they just don't have the damage to match. The Gwen's huge. The Ahri's huge. And Leona's Leona. That's why I was a little worried about the early 4v4. I thought the Berserkers maybe would help, but it apparently does not. I do like how Ezreal stayed bot to farm, though. Take no part in that nonsense. Get your CS and your XP. Did no one get the Herald? So they just fought and reset. I mean, I guess so. Maybe Sionbi should consider starting Herald or clearing Herald and seeing how they react to it. Or hey, that works too. Agitating Herald and seeing how they react to it. He saw that everybody suddenly disappeared, so he knows that they're interested in contesting this Herald and not just wanting to trade the dragon for the Herald. Now, Winner has started it. And I think that they should go for dragon instead. You have the Kaisa. Instead, they're going to walk up and fight. I mean, why would we do the intelligent thing? I mean, they won the last fight, so I mean, I guess, hey, why not just take another? Really nice find in the backline there, but nobody to follow up. But it doesn't matter, because that was not the purpose of that. It was all a distraction, it was all a ruse. You know what? Hey, forget what I said about the smart thing. I forgot that they had just steamrolled them in the fight before they can steamroll them in another fight. Yeah, and that's why I was kind of unsure about the Yasuo early game. Uh, Also, the Ezreal can't do a whole lot of early game either, compared to like the Ahri and the Viego and the Gwen, who are already going to be troublesome, especially because the Ahri's already so strong. So yeah, they go in. They're trying to pick the Ahri 2v2, but Shioni comes up, and that makes it a lot harder. Nice ult in. Maybe should have held it instead of just ulting to get Wukong ulted. But, you know, it is what it is sometimes. We live and we learn. Let me actually, since it does seems like things have died down, let me go back at ×2 speed. Mm-hmm. Airy Cannon seems to be the preferred room because the second game we've seen it out of the two. We see Sunder a buy on Viego, which, like I said earlier, I've always been more leaning towards the Blade of the Ruined King build. Oh, look at this winner setting up a. Never mind, it's not a gank. They're just dropping down Herald, but I mean, it does some turret plating damage, I guess, and they're trying to like utilize Ezreal W and Ezreal turret taking, which they're really dedicating to. We see a lot of pings coming down though. They want to fight this. They really don't want to lose this tower, and Sionbi is behind them, but spotted out by a ward. They know jungler's bot lane, so we're hoping to see more aggression topside. Oh, that was well played by Pez, but unfortunately, they were very ready for that fight to be forced. It was obvious they wanted to try to force that turret one way or another. Had alright teleport ready, had Viego in proximity. So yeah, a little bit of a greedy fight. And unfortunately, they did come out on the losing end of it, with on the 2-for-1, I should say, not 2v1. But Herald is up. I don't know when, because there's not oh, there is a timer. It's on the top right now. It's up. Oh. I'm not. Okay, there we go. I was about to say, I'm not sure what either team's doing. They're kind of just dancing around each other. They both want to go Herald, but they also are scared to make the first move, I should say. That is a great. I don't know if you see it on the bottom right. They're about to zoom out and show it, but that is a really dangerous cannon flank behind them. Oh, but they pull the trigger first, and that's always a tragedy when that happens. And that's why you have to really time things well, and you have to also make sure that you know where their engages are, because Leona just sneaks around here, not spotted. They think they have the advantage because Kennen's here, but now all of a sudden they don't have Kennen. They're fighting 5v4, and now they're getting wiped in this fight. Kennen ults in the backline here, but it's too late. Now Hanwha are just wiping, and GenG now, a team that I expected to win handedly, are losing handedly. They do scale though. They scale. They have Yasuo. They scale. No fear. This is one thing I've learned. It's a game's never losable if you have a Yasuo on your team, or a game's never not winnable, I should say, or not. A game's always winnable if you have a Yasuo on your team. I'm bad at quotes, but that's the quote. Never FF with Yasuo, or do if he's bad. But this is quid, so we don't FF. I am worried though because that is a 10 stack Soul Stealer on Roamer. FaZe also has a lot of responsibility on the note of people that have responsibility. Quid and FaZe are going to have to do really well. He's been doing pretty good so far, though, so we'll see. Nice engage. Oh my god, Winner just didn't stand a chance. This chain CC was insane. I'll rewind and play that slow in case someone didn't catch that. But yeah, goes in. I don't know why he stayed there, actually. Goes in. Doesn't land with the ultimate, lands with the Q, though. Charm lands, and it's just... It's an easy pick from there, really well played. No, there we go. So they're trying to set up another dive, it looks like. They should just give the tower and back off. And then sometimes you're the bank, sometimes you're the piggy bank. So in that case, Wukong was the piggy bank, and he was caught out in the wrong spot, smashed to pieces, and they got their allowance. And you really have to be careful about allowing stuff like that, especially against Leona comp specifically, a pick comp in general. This is a really good pick comp for Hanwha Life, so have to respect the fact that they can dive you, they can pick you. You're really never safe. Especially not in like the little no man's land in between the turret and the wall where you are basically guaranteed to get hit by skull shots. Hmm. So let's rewind a little bit because I was just mostly thinking about this. So the teleporting, dragon's up in a moment. They want tempo. They're trying to find the pick here, and the jungler can't find it. They turn on the dragon. Let's see here. Everybody has sums and ultimates that are relevant. They take dragon without much of a contest, which is an interesting decision, and now they're getting engaged on. It feels like, well, actually, this team fight's turning. I should stop what I'm saying. Nope, nope, now it's not. Oh, good attempt. Oh, um, but yeah, like I was gonna say, it's like that one meme where it's like, he's frozen, my guy hasn't moved for 10 minutes. It feels like GenG are kind of in that spot. They aren't, I don't think they, oh, I would have taken that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure they realize how important it is. I mean, they can give up that dragon. I guess it's not that big of a deal. But they're, as we can see in the replay, they're kind of just frozen, and they're just they're just setting up perfectly for these Leona engages. They're really shooting themselves in the foot by just freezing in these choke points. Hmm. So kind of hitting the power spike as the IE has the shield bow. Maybe we'll start to put some solid damage. Ultimate spots it. Let's slow it down from here. Cannon's using his teleport. Maybe a little late and maybe in the wrong spot too. No surprise Hyunbi gets that, and I mean... Oh, actually, maybe they can... Maybe it might not matter because Pace can carry this. Oh my god. Ah, the Ezreal's insane. Jeez. Yeah, this is not at all a good start for GenG. Like, the TP should have been there. Like, I get that you want to be safe, but this is not the time to be safe. Like, look at this. The game state that they're in is terrible. They need to win this team fight. You have to ult there. You have to get in as quickly as possible. You have no flash. You have to walk all the way around if you want to go. There's no blast cone. Like, he has to walk all the way around before he can get in and do something. When he could have just TP'd here and ulted on arrival. But it doesn't matter, because FaZe, with no fear, he's into the Baron pit with nothing but a flash in his pocket. But I don't even think he uses it. No, he uses it at the end. But I mean, jeez. I'm sure they're going to show a replay, a slower replay. Yeah, there it is. Oh, that's tragic that he. It wasn't a very good Nautilus ult either, all things considered. Well, no, Roamer is a problem. I can understand ulting him, yeah. But had a good two-man ult knock-up opportunity, but I can understand wanting to ult the big focus. But it ends up working out, though. Oh, he almost got the Ari there, too. Look at that. Man has no fear. His ult just tickles. Ah, but anyway. Yeah, the Conqueror Ezreal is nice if you can land all your skill shots like this Ezreal is. Well, if you can land the important skill shots, I should say. Because he's not landing all of them, obviously, as you can see, but he's landing skill shots. And I don't know why I'm playing this on fast speed. Let me actually rewind this further. Because I want to talk about something while I was admiring the Ezreal. So, because there's a lot of so they're trying to get tempo on this dragon. It's up in 30 seconds. They're trying to get vision and personnel control over river and their jungle, but they respect the Wukong very much here, and they respect GenG in general a lot, which is obviously good because they've seen how powerful the Ezreal is, and now other people are starting to buy items and get strong too. So you do have to be considerate of that. But now the dragon's up. Shoni is just pushing mid. They're basically waiting for GenG to make the first move, which they do. They start the dragon, and they're dragging it out their direction. So now Hanwha are allowed to set up and counter to this. But it looks like the GenG are just kind of handed the dragon, and they're looking for the fight afterwards. Well, that's a nice double by Wukong, but it's just not enough. I see. Pays now is missing skill shots. It's very unfortunate. Also, there's no one else that can match the damage that Han was outputting. It's crazy. Like, look at this. Remember's right behind him. He's doomed. Yeah. So this is the kind of way I was expecting Hanwha to play the entire year. They're playing. That's not like they're like master outclassing them either, though. There have been some very questionable decisions from GenG in the terms of shot calling, but still, man, the drafting was pretty good. The team fights have been good. The resets have been insane, man. Fiego is such a good champion. And Pace has been playing okay, but I mean, there's not really much you can only carry your team so much with the Israel pick. So it looks like now they're looking at. Actually, they shouldn't be because it's not up for a while, but they're looking to set up for a setup for Baron, if that makes sense. Now they're setting up for Baron. Trying to get vision down. Trying to start clearing vision that GenG are going to put down. Maybe look for a pick here, even. They do have the comp for it. And when you have pick comps like that, it does make clearing vision infinitely more easier because of how much they have to respect the pick potential they have. Oh, I mean, they snap engage there, jeez. So they want to take this turret before transitioning to Baron. Teleport comes in, they find the ultimate, trying to lock down the Kaisa, and they do. So that's a lot taken out of the fight already, and Rooster's about to die too. So that's. Oh, Quid might die though. Oh, jeez. Rooster's gonna teleport to safety. No one can stop him. What is up with the frame rate dropping on this fight? Is it me or is it the video? I don't know. But anyway. That was a good setup by GenG there. They're starting to come back. Yeah, they've played that really well. Going in, finding the perfect pick on the Kaisa, so now immediately it's a 4v5. And they find the pick on Rooster as well, which makes the fight even harder. Zest is keeping them from walking up, and they're able to find 2 kills, almost 3, but they weren't able to finish off Rooster. So they're starting to play. They're starting to play smarter. They're playing with more intelligence now. It's nice to see. They aren't making these weird decisions leading up to fights. Ever since that Infernal, they set up that Infernal really well. They took advantage. Now they're not freezing. Now Hanwha is kind of the one freezing and not willing to pull the trigger on the plays. That's the problem that a lot of these teams seem to have, and I guess you can chalk it up to age and inexperience that they're hesitant to pull the trigger and make those plays. But now we're seeing them start to do it. It's also the beginning of the year, and you don't want to start off the year with a loss. Nobody wants to do that. And also, as I've talked about, the Korean playstyle, both in LCK and Challengers, has always been slow paced. It's going to be another dragon to GenG, so they're starting to come back, and this is not a team you want to let scale. Yasuo picking up the GA is going to be huge. Hex Drinker on the Israel, and a Frozen Heart. I mean, this guy's full build, he's unkillable. Is that going to be a Death Dance on Yasuo? I see a cloth armor. I'm curious as to what he's going to build that in. Oh, no, he sold it. No, he undid it. No, he sold it. And he bought QSS. I thought he was going to go Death Dance potentially. Oh, and let me speed it up again. Ultimate down mid, clearing wave. They are now basically looking to set up for this Baron. They're looking to get as much gold into their pockets in between these plays, and that's what's gonna help them get back into this with the Yasuo scaling. But they also have to be mindful of there's a lot of scaling on the other side as well. I'd be more scared of the Viego scaling if he wasn't building this way. But there's the Kaisa scaling that you have to worry about. So that's always a thing to consider. Kaisa scale is very, very hard. We're gonna take the reset. I'm that's teleport, so he's pushing bot side. I'm just really this pace is gonna okay. Yeah, see, I don't like that. It was very confusing positioning from pace. Yeah, it was so weird that he used E to get over first of all, but he has it in time to get out. But the fact that he's just there, it makes him such an easy target. Gets still on the backline by Chiani, but I mean, what is he doing? Actually, Chiani just goes ults in the backline to Q and then DOA. I guess he's being a distraction. Yeah, now Hanwha Life are not making very good decisions. The face kind of got bailed out there. That didn't feel like a very good spot. He gets jumped on there. But then Shawnee just like Shawnee ulting in the back line just to run and flash away is so weird to me. I feel it's really int. This game does feel like an ADC gap. And it's like the second questionable, but the first one was a little bit less questionable. That one was highly, highly questionable, and the previous one was just moderately. Oh wait, actually, this team fight is. I thought this would be easy for them, but it is not looking good. So let's slow it. Oh, let's slow it down. Takeoff goes. They don't take it. They're clunched up, or bunched up, I should say. I'm surprised Leon didn't ult earlier, but she gets a good ult opportunity there. But Pays is just not missing anything on this Ezreal. Like, look at this. I think, if I'm not mistaken, was that their? I think that is their. No, it's not. Just kidding. Wow, pentakill for the Ezreal. Nice. First pentakill, only 2 games in. That's crazy. But I mean, yeah, that's definitely an ADC gap. Let's look at the post game stats. I mean, look at that. 54k damage compared to the second most was Ari, or no, Cannon 24, and then Ari 23. I mean, jeez, that's insane. Look at that. They weren't winning. They weren't winning until they did, and it really was just a side effect of one ADC gap was just tremendously huge, and two, it was just Hanwha Life started to make really bad decisions, and GenG started to make good ones. So they just they lost the lead, and hopefully GenG will continue to play better, and Hanwha Life can maybe shape up next time.